When it comes to gold making, I generally prefer methods that allow me to be basically as lazy as possible, put in as little effort, but still get a pretty good yield out of it. And I wanted to share a method with you that I've been using recently that allows me to get about 300 to 400k gold for logging on for about a minute every hour for about 12 to 13 hours per day. You could do this less and the yield would still be pretty good. You're obviously just not going to get as much. So what we're going to be doing for this method is making an item called the Steel Bound Harness, which is a BoE mount that comes from Legion Blacksmithing, and it requires an item called Blood of Sargeras, which is a bind on pick up Legion crafting item, which not many people have anymore. It's not the easiest thing to come by if you don't know what you're doing, so there's not many coming out on the auction house. On my realm, which is a very high pop realm, there's an average of maybe 5 to 12 posted at a time, so really not that many considering it's a high population realm, and the mount goes from anywhere between 25 to 35k a time, so it sells for a good amount. This method will require a bit of setup, but once you have everything set up, you literally just log on for a minute every hour, as many times as you want. Obviously the more you log on, the better this is going to be, but the more you log on, the more Bloods of Sargeras you're going to get, meaning more of these mounts you can make and make more gold out of it. The first thing you're going to need is Revered with the Wardens, which is a Legion faction. It doesn't matter what character you get to Revered on, you just need a character at Revered. So if you have one that's fairly close or is already Revered, that works perfectly fine. Just get it to Revered and head out to the island just off the kind of left side of Azuna. There you'll find the quartermaster for this faction, and you'll be able to purchase the Boon of the Blood Hunter. This is a shoulder enchant that will basically allow you to kill mobs in Legion for a chance of getting Bloods of Sargeras, so it's going to be really important for this farm method. So you're going to buy the enchant, and then you're going to pick an heirloom piece to put the enchant on to send over to your character you plan to do this farm on. I would recommend doing the farm on a character that you don't really care too much about, because having the character not have to move around is definitely going to be better for saving time and making this a lot easier. So yeah, pick a character you don't really play too much, you don't really care too much about. Preferably it would be a 120 character, but probably 110 could get away with this too. The next step is to get that character you plan to do the farm on to 100 blacksmithing for Legion. So get it all the way up to level 100 blacksmithing for Legion, and you want to be doing the blacksmithing quest as well alongside this, because that's going to unlock the Demon Steel Bar, which is really important as it's one of the required items. So get your leveling up, get your questing done, and once all of that is done, you're level 100, you have the blacksmithing Demon Steel Bars. What you're then going to do is go into Nighthold on either normal, heroic, or mythic, and you're going to kill Tichondrius. It doesn't take very long to get to Tichondrius, but you're going to kill Tichondrius, and you're going to have a chance of getting a recipe that will allow you to do the Steelbound Harness. As far as I know, it's a very high drop chance or even guaranteed. It shouldn't take you very long to get it, and normal is very soloable. I was soloing this on my 340 Death Knight. I got the recipe on the first try, so it shouldn't take much to do this, but if you want to get a friend to help, that's fine too. So now that we have the enchant and the recipe and blacksmith into 100, the next thing to do is to fly off to this little island north of Azuna. You're going to find this little island. It's not even really an island, it's a big rock. And it's out in the ocean for some reason, and it has a bunch of seagulls on it. I actually found out about this spot from Breg Vids. You'll find a link to his channel in the description below. But basically you can go there and you can kill all of the seagulls on this rock with the shoulder enchant equipped. Keep that in mind, you have to have the shoulders on. You're going to kill all of the mobs there. Don't loot them until all of them are dead. That's also very important. And then once they're all dead, you can loot them for a chance of getting this green item that when opened will give you between 1 to 5 Bloods of Sargeras. We can get multiple of them at once, the green items that will give the Bloods, because we're not looting until we've killed everything. So the game doesn't know we've gotten one yet until we loot, and then there might be 2 or 3 because it was like, oh, I didn't know you've gotten 1 yet, so I've given you 3 type thing. Most of the time you'll only get 1, but there are times where I've gotten 5 at once. So you can definitely get more than once doing this. So do make sure you don't loot. Once you do loot a bag, it's going to go on about a 45-minute cooldown, meaning you won't be able to get another bag for about 45 minutes. So you want to log off the character then and come back in about 45 minutes, an hour, and repeat the process and keep doing that until you have 50 Bloods. Well, as many Bloods as you can handle to make as many mounts as possible. So you can keep repeating this over and over again. On average, you should end up with about 5 Bloods a time, because you're going to be getting multiple bags at times, which are going to push you into like the range of 10 to 15. Most of the time though, you'll probably pull about 3 from 1 bag, so you're not going to be getting a crazy amount, but you should get enough to make 1 mount per day, maybe at max every 2 days if you're doing this a little bit more casually. There is a chance that you don't get one of the blood bags from killing the seagulls, and if that happens, you basically just need to wait for the seagulls to respawn again and kill them. I generally log off for about 5 to 10 minutes and I'll come back, because the seagulls do take a little while to respawn. I'll kill them again, and then generally on the second time you'll get the bag. Once you do get one, then it goes on the cooldown and you won't be able to get any more, for the 45-minute period. Now, there are spots that are better than the seagulls. For example, the dire beaks. If you go out there and found the dire beaks, you kill as many as you can for about a minute or so, and then you loot them before they start despawning. You'll get a better yield overall because you can kill more mobs in the time period. But it's a bit more effort and it's a bit more of a pain, and I just wanted the easiest method possible, which honestly I think the seagulls is. Plus, there's some decent raw gold from killing the seagulls. You get grey items that you sell for an okay amount, and you generally get greens every kill or so. So you're going to get greens that you can vendor or DE or whatever you want to do with them. So overall, it's not too bad gold from just that as well. So once I have the 50 bloods, I'll then buy the materials, because the materials don't really cost that much. They cost me about 5k gold, which I don't think is really worth farming. It's quite a big time investment to get the materials. So I'll just buy them. I'll take the 5k loss because the mount sells for about 25 to 35k. So I'm making about 20 to 30k profit a sell. Sell 10 of those, that's 200k. Sell 20, that's 400k. So it's really not too bad at all, especially for the time commitment. The one thing I do is the quest for skinning, which is to get the fell hides, because it takes like 2 minutes, it's up every like 2 days or so, and it saves me a few hundred gold, so I think the time investment's fairly worthwhile. Outside of that, I don't get any of the other materials, and I'll buy bulk of the fell slate and the laystone ore. I'll make a bunch of the demon steel bars, and then I'll put the death knight on the little island or its rock. And I'll also have it have a portable anvil, so it doesn't need to move anywhere. It pops down an anvil, it'll make a mount, it'll throw it into the portable guild bank, and then it logs off and waits until it has 50 more bloods. So yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully this was somewhat interesting to you or useful. On average, I checked the realms and they all cost the same gold, roughly, maybe a little bit more than my realm. The mount on average sells for more than my realm anyway, so you should be ending up with about the same amount of profit. So look into it, see if it's viable, see if it's something you want to do. But either way, I hope this was cool or interesting to you in some way. Look out for more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys.